Wash. Hearts. What do we say? Say good morning, sunshines. Hearts. You're thinking, Cal, have you showered or brushed your hair yet? You guys back off. Just maybe not yet. It's fine. I showered. Just like I didn't brush my hearts. As you guys jump on, say good morning, sunshine. I know it's afternoon for me, but maybe this is a rewatch for you, and we always say good morning, sunshine. Plus, we're just lighting up the world with good morning. So say GMS, good morning, sunshine. I used to just be like every day at 8 live, but now it's kind of all over the place as we're going through treatment with my son. Quick catch up for those of you guys that haven't been around or are brand new here. I do supporting coaching for mindset, body, just positive life support, igniting smiles and inspiring confidence. And those are what all my programs do. God threw us a little curveball about 3 weeks ago, and this little baby boy was diagnosed with a form of cancer, not cancer, they don't really know, called Langerhans cell histiocytosis, and diabetes insipidus, which is what you're seeing right now, where his thirst mechanism is kind of like wonky. And by that, I mean it's totally effed up. As I've been sharing about that process, I've also been continuing on my Good Morning Sunshine topics, just talking about you guys and your life. So as people jump on, you'll see that they say Good Morning Sunshine or hashtag GMS. The 3 butterflies are for Mr. Witten John Carroll to represent his transformation and all of our transformation in this process. And they're going to do hearts. So these jink. Which one? Clean. You want to clean? He wants to clean his hands, you guys. We're getting very sanitary. So we start off by doing that, and then we share something we're grateful for. So what are you grateful for in this moment, you guys? And practicing gratitudes, not just on a daily basis, but a regular practice of your life can help to support completely changing. And if you've been watching me, you've seen me go through some pretty like highs and lows, but mostly some drops where I have to just dive into gratitude in an unbelievable manner. So what are you grateful for today, Deb? What are you grateful for today, my beautiful? I am grateful for pistachios. I'm grateful for Lauren. How are you? I'm grateful for shelled pistachios. Usually buy them out of the shell, but when Whit and John wakes up in a steroid food rage at 2 a.m., it's hard to shell all those. So we got the shelled ones this time. I actually am super grateful for them and the saltiness on them. Okay, today I want to talk about the chapters of our lives, right? And associate with what we're going on. So I'm going to talk about my experience. And as I do, I want you guys to relate this, per the usual, back to what's going on in your life to see how you might come out of this conversation with a little bit more tools and a little bit more strength in your world and your life, right? Good morning, Sandra. How are you, my dear? So, and don't forget, you guys share your gratitude on there. Wait, you're so helpful. Thank you. Okay, just think about the chapters of your life that you've experienced so far, right? If your life were a book, which by the way it is, your life here on earth right now, what different things would you see? What different stages have you been through, right? You have this baby chapter, you have this childhood chapter. You might have had different things occur for you in your childhood, this awkward teenage chapter, the high school one, the college. And with each one of these came different challenges, different people, different situations, different lessons, and different levels of growth, right? That's kind of like life's natural chapters. But as we continue through life, we go through so many different chapters, closing my eye, making sure I don't get stabbed, so many different chapters as we continue to progress, you guys. And it's desired, right? It's desired to go through different chapters because that's where growth, experience, and life happens. A couple of things we talk about in my I Am Journey program, where we really dive into lessons on how to cope, survive, and thrive in life. We talk about being the author of our chapters, right? Of getting to decide what happens next, not because we control the world, but because we control our emotions and our reactions to situation, which projects how we show up, right? Are you going to go out there? Go ahead. So chapters, right? I'm looking back at myself, right? And it's so funny because I'll look at people who are in a different chapter of their life than me. And it's crazy. Today we were out at 6 a.m. trying to calm Witten down, right? At 5 a.m. he wakes up, he is pissed off because he wants water so bad. He doesn't get his medication until 7. We're trying to limit his drink amount, which is a freaking marathon. Every 5 minutes is a marathon of him just screaming and crying and trying to support him, right? So as we're doing this, we go out and I see this guy running. I'm like, I remember the chapter of my life called running. I remember that chapter where I could just wake up, throw in my tennis shoes and go outside without anything so much as just go out and hit the pavement and just do running. right? No longer is that the chapter of my life. I was like, wow, that guy gets to run, right? How cool. He's in the running chapter of his life. And there's so many different things where we can relate to one another and the chapters that we're in, that we're going through, because we've gone through them before, and some we've never gone through and will never have to go through. I'm in this new chapter of my life. And I don't know what the chapter would be titled if it was a book. It's like, oh, hello, chemo. Maybe that's what the chapter would be like, right? Like, what the hell just happened? I don't really know. Where everything in just a moment, that trip to the hospital where I literally thought we were going to walk out with some sort of inhaler that was going to be like, and everything's good, right? Where in a moment, everything shifted. That when we went and had the scan on my son's brain, so we had the MRI, and we walked back into the hospital room, and the oncologist and the neurologist and the endocrinologist were all in our room. In that moment, boom, I entered a new chapter, you guys, new chapter of my world, right? And some chapters shock the hell out of us. We're like, holy, like, what is going on? But each chapter has a purpose, right? Each chapter brings us, like I said, new lessons, new strengths, new ways to persevere, new ways to grow, new relationships that we build. We're meeting this couple tomorrow whose daughter was diagnosed 24 years ago with the same Langerhans cell histiocytosis, complicated by central diabetes insipidus 24 years ago. We were making new relationships, right? It presents new opportunities for faith, for belief, for trust, which sounds whack to some people, especially if you're going through it, because you're like, why would you have faith, belief, and trust when you feel like you're being smushed into the ground over and over again? But that's what I'm hanging on to, you guys, because that's what I know to be true, and it's what's keeping me strong. This chapter of my life is new. I've gone through some small different experiences of presence in the past, right? I've been working on presence before. My presence now is a different level of presence. The chapter of presence that is now is much different than it was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, Witten's opening the door and you guys are back there. It's fine. Come on in, Witty. Don't worry, I'm still here. It's a different level where, you know, people want to connect, and I love all the humans in my life, but like, bless you, if I have longer than 4 minutes, like that was astonishing, right? The fact that I get to do this right now and like shit hasn't hit the fan yet, we're doing really good. It's a chapter where like I am so present, because when he's crying, it's not one of those things where you just ignore him. Like you get down on the floor with him and you play and you figure out what's going on. Like just this morning, right? We woke up, we went for a wagon ride, we went for a drive, we went to the coffee station, we got out, we looked at everything, we drove through a new neighborhood, we pointed out different stuff. I mean, like we did all this stuff within the first hour and a half of pure presence, right? And that's the chapter that I'm in a new chapter of organization. You're like, oh, Cal, seriously? Like just us getting everyone involved, and we have this support system that's coming in to get our life so organized so that we can spend the time interacting and being, not worrying about where the gosh dang scissors are, right? Not worrying about whether or not the floors are sanitized enough for this little baby who just had chemo yesterday. Like we're going through a time where that's so important. I have this little board back here that's now my structure. You guys, between the hours of 5 and 7, I am no longer available to the world. Like it's complete structure. I have like, just look at this. Look at this. Hold up. Like you're thinking you're just gonna bring this over. Like this is, and we're just starting. My mom's making dinner, so I get to do this right now. We have dinner. We have medicine prep. We take our meds. We do pred. We do famotidine. We do nystatin. We do Miralax or Senna. We have this whole routine that we do here. 6 p.m. We take our bath. We have to like wrestle him into the bathtub. He absolutely hates it ever since this. Everything's hot. His body's so hot from the steroids. Then we have PJs. We do our chocolati prep. We do a night prep. We do our water cups. We do our diapers next to the bed. We do our chocolati with melatonin, Benadryl, Tylenol. So we're making sure that he's comfortable throughout the night as much as possible. 6:45, we brush our teeth. We do Benadryl. We do Booba, do DAVP, pick up the house, kids asleep. Mom takes her melatonin, goes to sleep by 8 p.m. if possible. This is our new world. I'm in a new chapter. New chapter, right? This might shift, you guys. Like I'm learning my chapter. We're walking through it right now. We're in the journey. We're always in the journey. But if you would have asked me 3 weeks ago when we're in Mexico, just hanging out, peeing all over the place, I would have never would I've ever guessed that this would be the current chapter of my life. And I want to express this to you guys because chapters are beautiful. Sometimes they feel painful. There's questions that go on. Why is this happening in my world? Why is this going on? Whatever your this is. And like I expressed in every single video, your this, I hope that nobody's this is their child going through what I'm going through. You know, maybe your this is your relationships, it's your finances, it's your job, your career, it's working in your passions. Daphne, love you so much. Melissa, thank you. You're exactly correct, Justin. Your this matters. And your this is the chapter that you're in, right? So when you're in this chapter of your life, you have two options. And I guess there's more options, but me and my friend, my longtime friend, Lexi, we were talking about this when we were doing some holistic work with Witten earlier today. And she was talking about when her father died. It's a very brutal story. We're not even gonna get to it, but it was a very unfortunate and very sad situation. And she's like, people would ask me how I was able to withstand that and cope with ways of saying, this is what I got to learn from this. Something she learned from that is that she doesn't have control. She's not the one in control. Let go and let God. And she loves control, just like most of us gymnasts do. That's why we do gymnastics, because we're the one in charge of our schedules. We don't have to rely on any sort of team. There's whatever. That's not for this conversation. But she's like, I had to learn to let go of control. And people are like, how can you even find positivity in this situation? But she said, the only thing that I had is I had two different choices. I could go down this road, which was not going to be pretty. It was not going to be healthy. It was not going to be well. And it was going to lead to a lot of poor decisions and poor situations in my world. Or I could suck it up, put on my big girl pants, and like run after life this way with positivity, with all of these tools that we teach in I Am Journey, with visioning, with anchor points, with gratitude, with appreciation, with ability to ask for support, with communication, with relatability, with self-love. And even though that is challenging to even try to figure out, you guys, if you make the dedication to yourself in this chapter and you make the decision for this chapter to matter, to mean something, and that you get to learn through and grow through it, you guys, watch how your life will start to shift. Because you might not be writing the next, I don't even know in story or in writing terms, like the next plot twist that occurs, that twist occurs, but you get to write your reaction to the twist, right? Love you so much, Michelle. You get to write what your reaction to that situation is. And we're in a different chapter of our life. And we're just like, people are like, hey, we can come over. Lynn, speaking of, I need to write you back, right? Because I totally want to take you up on that. I love it, love it, love it. We're cut off at 5. Like, I'm learning boundaries. Like, I know after 5 p.m. just doesn't work well for us. We had that happen once. It threw off our whole schedule. Like, we know what we need to do. So whatever chapter you're in, pause for a second. You're like, whoa, she's going to stop for 1 second. Pause for a second. Think about how you're reacting to the situation, good or bad. It could be a beautiful chapter that you're in, but are you really embracing the beauty and being in it and finding the presence and love and discovering, what am I learning from this chapter of my life? This chapter called marriage, this chapter called having my first baby or my 4th baby, this chapter of sending my kid off to college, this chapter of finances are disastrous, this chapter of finding my passion. What am I learning? How am I going to use this in the next chapter to make things even better? And how I'm going to use this to support somebody else who's in this chapter because you already went through it. Because some things we learn and we go through chapters in order to teach others, which was like, that's what I'm already doing with you guys. I hope, right, is praying that I can touch your life by sharing what's going on in my life. So, oh my gosh, yes, Jay, because I know you know my jam. I know you know my jam, so I know you know what to do, which is wonderful. Okay, you guys. What chapter are you in? We always review at the end. We commit to something, right? What chapter are you in? What are you learning from it? And do you need a little perspective alteration if you're not receiving the chapter as a gift from God? Because even though it looks wild right now, I'm like, I know that this is a gift that we're receiving. And I've got my schedules in the background. We're weighing diapers. It's crazy. I've got John Carroll, who does not do mornings. He does do mornings now. He's going to have to. John's like entering a chapter of, I have to go to bed at 10 at night instead of like midnight. Like that's not a fun chapter that he's thinking about. But we have to sleep to take care of our children. Like we have to take care of ourselves. There's this whole new thing. And it's beautiful. It's challenging, but it's beautiful. So if you're committed, commit to check it into your chapter. Just check into it. That's it that we do for here. You guys, touch base for us last night. I don't know. No. I don't know. We had, we had a up, our eyes open this morning, so that's beautiful. We're figuring things out. Whit and John is a happy little camper today. We went and did some light therapy, which is amazing. We're discovering new tools. So I'm going to say we are doing freaking amazing. Okay, that's where we're at, guys. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I'm going to go get on my agenda because it is dinner time, and it has been for 9 minutes. I just have to see when my mom preps it. Aren't I lucky? Freaking blessed. My mom's probably like making us dinner right now. I know. Love you guys. Bye.